In this video, we're going to talk about what it takes to believe that you can when everything around you seems to say that you can't. What's up, VIPs? Derek here, back with another video, and today I want to talk about this idea of belief in yourself, believing that you can do something when it seems like everything's pointing to the fact that you can't. After you lose your sight, it's real easy to believe that you can no longer do the things you want to do. Even if you've always done them, or you have a new skill you want to learn, whatever it is, it's real easy to believe, you know what? Sight loss has ripped away my ability to do things, and now I can't. By the way, if you're new around here, my name is Derek, and I help people just like you to discover life after sight loss. Here you'll find product reviews, life advice, encouragement, how-tos, and so much more. So if that sounds good to you, I'd love for you to consider subscribing, following, liking, and all that other good stuff so you don't miss another single video. Now, let me go ahead and give a quick caveat before we continue. When I say something like can't and can and things like that, I'm not talking about physical impossibilities. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, after you lose your sight, especially if you have a decent amount of sight loss, you probably shouldn't be driving a car. I mean, that's just sort of a duh kind of thing. Look, I know it's hard and it's challenging and there's all discussions about driving, but that's one of those things that we shouldn't do, and we might call it an impossibility. We just can't drive a car. But we focus on the can'ts instead of the can. And I've done a whole video about that before, and I'll link that down in the description box below. But the point is, there are some things that we just shouldn't do. Today, we're not talking about those things. So to give you an idea of what it's going to take or what's involved with believing that you can when everything says that you can't, I've come up with a little acronym basically saying I can. All right? So it's I-C-A-N. So I'm going to give you 4 words, and in one case a phrase, to believe and to give you the encouragement to remember that you can by remembering this phrase, I can. So first is the I, and that I stands for intent. And intent is just basically having a goal or a dream, something you want to do. And it could be way out there. It could be, 2 weeks or 2 years out in front of you, depending on what it is you want to do, how much training, skill, all that sort of thing. But having intent, saying that there is something I'm aiming for, there is something I want to do, and I am looking out to do it. I'm having an intent to do it and setting a goal for myself. That's the first thing you need to have, intent. Secondly is the C, and that stands for courage. Listen, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to move forward in the face of fear. When you lose your sight, fear can be one of those issues that you face. Fear of traveling independently, fear of not being able to find your way, fear of getting lost, fear of hurting yourself, all kinds of things. Fear can just creep up on you and slow you down and halt you from doing the things you want to do. So we must have courage to keep moving forward in the face of that fear. There's nothing wrong with fear. I mean, it is what it is. What's wrong is when we let fear stop us from doing something. So the second thing we want to remember when we want to believe that we can is we have to have courage. Third in this Third up in this, the third thing in this, I can't remember this word, in this acronym. The third thing in this acronym is the A, and that stands for ambition. Look, courage is this idea of moving forward in the face of fear, but ambition says that when it gets hard, I'm going to keep on doing it. There are things in life that are hard. I mean, physically, mentally, emotionally, it's hard. And it's real easy to be like, I can't do that. But ambition suggests that you can. You have to set your sights bigger than what you think you can do and reach for the stars and have that intent, that goal that you had at the beginning. You keep moving forward towards it in spite of the fear and in spite of the hard work it's going to take. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. You're going to be ambitious because you believe that you can. And finally, the fourth thing in this acronym is the N, and that's never give up. Okay, look, I couldn't really find a good word that started with N that I liked, so I wanted this kind of idea that we will never give up. Yes, it's a phrase, and I get it, but I think it's important because we're going to have courage in the face of fear. We're going to be ambitious when it gets hard, but even with all of that, most likely you're going to face a time when you fail. When you fall flat on your face, both physically and figuratively, most likely. And it's that moment when you have to determine what you're going to do. You've worked hard, you've been courageous, you got a goal in mind, but you still fall a little short. Are you going to say, you know what, see, I tried and I failed, I'm not going to do this? Or are you going to say, no, I can, and part of that means I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get up, brush myself off, get back on the proverbial horse, and keep moving forward. And to do that, we have to never give up. So there you go, everyone. 4 things to remember. This phrase, I can. We have intent, we're courageous, we're ambitious, and we're never giving up. Because look, everybody will tell you that you can't. You can't do that now. You're blind. You shouldn't do that. You're blind. No, don't do that. You can't see very... Everybody's going to tell you that. Even if they don't mean to be rude, even if they're not trying to be hurtful, they're nervous or they're scared or whatever, and they're going to tell you that you can't. But you're going to tell them that I can. I can because I have a goal in mind. I'm going to be courageous in the face of fear, whether it's my fear or your fear. I'm going to be ambitious and work hard and take strides towards this thing. And if something happens and I fail, I'm never giving up because I'm going to reach that goal. Why? Because I can. So my question for you today is this. What is one thing that you've been told that you can't do, but you are working towards doing or are already doing? And you've said, I can to it. What is one thing that you have done or are working towards doing that you've been told you can't? I'd love to hear about it, and I know others would as well, so let me know in the comments below. Hey, if you liked this video, if you found it encouraging, make sure to show your support by giving it a big thumbs up and sharing it out with somebody that you know. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss another single video. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are, and until next time, remember that sight loss isn't the end, it's just the beginning. My name's Derek Daniel from LifeAfterSightLoss.com, and I'll see you in the next one.